If you want to start lucid dreaming every single night, using just 15 to 30 minutes of your day, this video is for you, because this is the most complete guide for beginners who want to master lucid dreaming as quickly and easily as possible. It has absolutely everything you need to know. By the end of this video, you'll have zero doubts and know exactly how to start lucid dreaming tonight. So, if you're finally ready to learn the most life-changing skill ever, let's get started. The first thing you need to do to master lucid dreaming is keep a dream journal. This is the most underestimated method, and you don't want to make the mistake of skipping it. All you need to do is write down your dreams as soon as you wake up. The sooner, the better. It's completely normal if you barely remember your dreams, or don't remember them at all, because as you start practicing lucid dreaming and dream journaling, you'll naturally begin to remember more and more. This is how I recommend writing down your dreams as a beginner, and how you'll change your approach as you get better. First, when you're just starting out and barely remember anything, you need to write absolutely everything you can recall. How many dreams you remember, what happened in them, who was there, where you were, how you felt, and if possible, try to include details from your senses, like what you were seeing, hearing, touching, or smelling. Another very important detail is how long the dream felt, and if you know how much real time it actually lasted. You can write everything in an actual notebook, which is what I recommend for maximum results. But if you find that really boring, you can also record yourself on your phone. That works too, and you can still master it that way, but it will probably take longer and won't be as organized as writing in a real notebook. With a book, you also have the advantage of being able to read your dreams and lucid dreams before bed, which helps you avoid bright screens. Set the intention that you care about dreams, and increase your chances of going lucid. You can even write phrases like, "I'll lucid dream tonight," to make it stronger. Now, why does dream journaling work? It's very simple. The main goal is to make you more aware and alert in your dreams. When you write down your dreams every morning, you subconsciously teach yourself to care about them and remember more. That's why your dream recall improves very quickly, especially in the first few days, since dreams are directly connected to your subconscious. Making it care more about them means you'll start remembering more, being more alert and aware, and overall becoming much more likely to get lucid. As you start improving your recall and remembering more dreams, there are 3 different approaches you can take. The first is to keep writing absolutely everything, which I recommend until a certain point, basically until it starts taking more time than what you're comfortable with. For some people, that might be an hour. For others, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or even less. The second option is to keep writing everything but with fewer details, which is the safe long-term choice. Once your dreams get longer, you can just summarize each scene and spend as much or as little time as you want. And once you start having long lucid dreams, even ones that only feel like 10 minutes, you won't realistically be able to write down every detail because lucid dreams feel way longer and contain way more detail. The third option is to simply set a timer for however much time you're willing to spend daily on your dream journal. Obviously, the longer you spend, the better, but consistency is the real key, so go with what you're comfortable with and adjust whenever you need. To make dream journaling even more powerful, I recommend writing down which day of your journey it is, like day 1, day 5, or day 30. It makes the process more organized, more meaningful, and even a little cooler. Also, try to separate each dream if you can. When I first started, I just wrote fragments of all my dreams for the first 5 days or so, because I had trouble telling them apart. This will probably happen to you at first too, so just separate them when you feel ready, even if you're not completely sure. Another tip is to write down the main topics of your dreams and the weird things that happened in them. Don't worry, this only takes 1 or 2 minutes. For topics, just use a single word like friends, family, party, work. Very general categories. For weird things, write as little as possible, just enough to recognize them later. Don't write the whole scene. Just mention the one strange moment in a few words. Finally, to stay motivated and give even more importance to your lucid dreams, use a colorful marker to highlight the lucid dreams in your journal and number them. If you follow all of this correctly, you'll already know how to dream journal like a true lucid dreaming professional. Reality checks are a very powerful method because they take almost no time and are extremely effective. Most lucid dreams happen in the middle of a regular dream, when you suddenly realize you're dreaming. So the core of becoming lucid is naturally questioning reality, which is exactly what this method trains. About 5 to 10 times during the day, you need to stop, look around, question whether you're asleep, and ideally perform a reality check to test if you're dreaming or not. The best reality checks include looking at your hands, trying to push a finger through your palm, attempting to breathe through your mouth while it's closed, pinching any part of your body to see if it hurts, and the one I recommend most, because in my experience it works best in dreams, pinching your nose and trying to breathe through it. The key is to make each check as realistic and serious as possible. Really question whether you're asleep or not. You can do more than 10 reality checks a day if you want, but I recommend recommend focusing on quality over quantity. Here's exactly how to do each reality check for maximum results. Stop suddenly and think, am I dreaming? Or this is a dream. Then hold this thought for a few seconds before performing the reality check. After completing the check, try to fully believe it will work and that you're in a dream. Once you fully realize you're dreaming, here's what to do next. Having lucid dreams is not the hardest part. I remember in my first 60 days of lucid dreaming, I was having a lucid dream almost every 2 to 3 days, but with one problem. Almost all of them ended right after I realized I was dreaming. A lot of people only care about having their first lucid dream and are surprised when it ends in just a few seconds. I'm not going to lie to you. Even if you learn all the stabilization tricks and methods, your first lucid dream will probably never last very long, but at least it will be fun enough for you to never give up again. The first thing you need to do to avoid waking up the moment you realize you're dreaming is practice stabilization techniques during the day. As I was saying, after you finish a reality check and imagine realizing you're dreaming, immediately stay calm. This can take a bit of practice, but you need to ignore the excitement of realizing you're dreaming and stay as calm and relaxed as possible. Take a very deep breath and fully relax your body and mind. Remind yourself that you're fine and that it's not a big deal. This is literally a hack to make it work. Take about 3 to 5 seconds to do this. Many people will tell you that the first thing you need to do when you realize you're dreaming is to perform a stabilization technique, but that's a misunderstanding. If you rush to do a reality check, you'll only get more nervous and excited, which makes everything worse. So just stay calm and breathe deeply for as long as you need. If you do this well, the dream world will naturally stop feeling unstable, though it may still feel a bit fuzzy. That's when you do the stabilization technique. After doing the reality check, staying calm and taking a deep breath, you can either rub your hands together, spin around in place, touch nearby objects, or even yell to increase clarity and stability, whatever works best for you. The method I use and recommend is rubbing your hands. It feels comfortable, relaxing, and works really well from my experience. You can also spin around, which works in more situations, though I personally don't use it often. Don't skip this step, because it really makes the difference between having a tiny lucid dream and a life-changing experience. During the dream, you can make it even more stable and nearly impossible to lose by practicing the stabilization techniques from time to time. You don't need to do them constantly. Just make sure you don't go too long without doing one. This is especially important at the start. Later on, once you're fully used to the dream environment, you won't have to worry about it as much. To keep your lucidity high, after performing a stabilization technique, do a quick reality check to subconsciously remind yourself that you're dreaming. If you ever start feeling like the world is falling apart again, just do the same thing you do when you first realize you're dreaming. Stay calm and perform a stabilization technique. Even if this isn't enough and you wake up, it's far from over. The best part about lucid dreams is how easy they are to re-enter if you wake up in the middle of the dream. This only works if you woke up during the lucid dream. Sometimes the dream ends naturally because your REM stage is over, and if that happens, you can't re-enter it. When you wake up from a lucid dream, don't move. Stay completely still. Avoid distractions and try not to lose the dream image you still have. In my first stable lucid dream, the dream faded, and all I could see was a picture of it. I held on to that picture, and soon after, I re-entered it, still fully lucid. Even if you lose the image, focus on the dream you were having. Think about the exact scene you were in and make it as real as possible. You should start feeling like you're leaving your bed and going back into the dream, which is a pretty crazy feeling. If you practice stabilization techniques alongside reality checks, your first lucid dream might last a long time right away, especially if you remember exactly what to do to extend it. The final method is how you can really speed up your progress, which is by doing actual lucid dreaming techniques that are proven by science to work and genuinely help with lucid dreaming. There are a lot of techniques you can try: mild, wake back to bed, filed, wild, recordings, dream re-entry. All of these techniques are different and work in different ways, and I recommend trying all of them to find the one that works best for you. You can also use more than one technique and even make combos like I've shown before on this channel. The technique or techniques you should start with are entirely up to you. The easiest one are mild and wake back to bed, while the hardest are filed and wild. But you can start with any of them, especially since you should try them all anyway. Because dream recall is a bit more important in the beginning, I recommend doing mild combined with wake back to bed. Basically, just wake up anywhere between 4 to 6 hours after falling asleep by setting an alarm. Stay awake for 5 to 20 minutes depending on how alert you naturally are and how fast you fall back asleep, and set the intention that you'll lucid dream as you drift off. Repeat to yourself something like, "I'll lucid dream tonight," or "Tonight, I'll realize I'm dreaming. You can also imagine and visualize yourself becoming lucid in a dream you remember, and I usually combine both methods. I have a video about this specific technique, as well as all the other ones I mentioned on my channel, including 2 powerful combos that I personally use. If you use techniques that require waking up during the night, do them as many times as you feel safe according to your sleep. If you sleep well, and for a long time, you might even be able to do them every day with no problem. But generally, I recommend doing them once every 2 days. Just make sure to do the mild technique every day, which, without wake back to bed, doesn't cost you any extra time at all and really helps. There are a few final things you need to know about lucid dreaming, which are super important if you want to succeed, and they might be the difference between mastering it quickly or never being able to do it, even if you've done everything else correctly. The first thing might be more important than everything else combined. Seriously, I'm talking about your mindset. The way you approach lucid dreaming directly affects your success, much more than you realize, because dreams exist entirely in our mind and are directly tied to the subconscious. If you don't take lucid dreaming seriously and truly believe it's real, you might never achieve it. Not only that, even if you do, if you think it's not something cool or life-changing, it will actually make it worse. But don't worry, though this might sound bad, you can totally control it. All you need to do is believe it's real, and that it could be the best thing that ever happens to you. I know, it might sound dumb or not make much sense, but you need to remember that dreams are directly connected to your subconscious. If you don't believe lucid dreaming is possible, you'll keep having regular dreams because your mind thinks that's all that's possible. The same applies to believing it won't be amazing. If you believe it will be even better. Go to bed excited about the possibility of having a lucid dream, even if you don't fully expect it to be that good. Trust me, the more positively you expect it, the better it will be. That's literally how lucid dreams work, and you're not lying to yourself. Lucid dreaming is truly life-changing once mastered, and I just wish everyone could experience it. Another very important factor is sleep quality. Poor sleep can make it much harder to have lucid dreams. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of rest, depending on your age. Sleep in the darkest room possible, with as little noise as you can manage. If you can, spend 30 to 60 minutes before bed, away from bright screens. And if you're using devices close to bedtime, turn on night mode, lower the brightness, and use dark modes in any apps you're using. This video took me a very long time to make, so I really hope I helped you learn everything you need to know about lucid dreaming. If you want to watch more lucid dreaming content like this, make sure to subscribe, and also join our new Discord server. The link's in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.